The sun rises over the Mediterranean Sea. It paints the Beirut sky in soft shades of orange, soft shades of pink. Down below, the city is already waking up. The air is cool, carrying the scent of salt from the water and the scent of fresh bread from corner bakeries. On a small balcony, a man named Elias sips his morning coffee. He looks out at the city he has known his whole life. He sees the new glass towers. He sees the older buildings, some still marked by history. Car horns start to rise. Street vendors set up their carts and call out. This is the daily rhythm of Beirut, a city that never seems to fully sleep. Children in bright school uniforms walk along the sidewalks. Their laughter is a light, happy sound against the city's growing hum. A little girl stops at a wooden cart to buy a warm, sesame-covered kayak. The vendor smiles, his lined face telling its own story. She takes a bite and continues on her way. From Elias's balcony, the scene is like a painting coming to life. He can see the sea on one side and the hazy outline of Mount Lebanon on the other. The view holds both peace and energy at the same time. The streets fill with more people. Shopkeepers roll up metal shutters. A group of men gathers at a small cafe, lively and gesturing. Their conversation flows as easily as the strong coffee they drink. The city is a mosaic of different lives, all unfolding together. Each person has a story, a family, a reason for being here this morning. Elias finishes his coffee. A flock of pigeons takes flight from a rooftop. They circle once, then vanish into the city. The streets form a complex web of stories, old memories and new beginnings. How does this small piece of land hold so much history? How do so many different people, with different beliefs and pasts, share the same streets every day? The morning scene offers no easy answers. Instead, it presents a beautiful, living question. It invites you to look closer, listen to the whispers of the past and the conversations of the present. Lebanon is a country small enough to drive across in a single day, yet its history is as deep and vast as the sea it borders. Ancient Phoenician sailors and traders, the alphabet they gave the world, Byblos, Tyre. These are among the oldest continuously inhabited cities on Earth. Walking through ruins feels like stepping back thousands of years. You can almost hear merchants bartering, and ships setting sail for distant lands. Their legacy lives in stone, and in the Lebanese spirit of trade, travel, connection to the wider world. After the Phoenicians came many others. Romans built grand temples, colossal columns, Baalbek, Byzantines, Crusaders, Mamluks. The Ottoman Empire ruled for 400 years, shaping laws, shaping food, shaping architecture. After World War I came the French Mandate. New influences, French language still spoken today. These layers did not erase what came before. They added new layers to a rich, complex identity. History is not only in books or museums, it is alive in the streets and in the memories of the people. A family living in an Ottoman-era house, stones holding stories of great-grandparents. A church, a mosque, both serving their communities for centuries. The Civil War left scars, bullet holes on a Beirut building wall. Physical traces are part of daily scenery. Listening to people shows how history shapes lives. A woman in a mountain village sharing a handed-down recipe. Ottoman echoes. Personal stories connect grand history to intimate daily life. Memory is a living force, carried in conversations, in family traditions, and in the very stones of cities and villages across the country. This essay is an invitation to journey through this remarkable land. It is a promise to look beyond the headlines and see the human faces of Lebanon. We will start in the bustling heart of Beirut, feeling its vibrant energy and seeing its stark contrasts. We will wander through its distinct neighborhoods, from the chic cafes of Gemais to the lively markets of Hamra. Here, we will meet the people who make the city what it is, the artists, the students, the shopkeepers, and the families who call its apartment buildings home. Their voices will be our guide to understanding this city of survivors. From the capital, our path will lead us outwards, exploring the diverse landscapes that define this country. We will travel along the stunning coastline, stopping in ancient port towns where life moves at a slower pace. Then, we will journey up into the cool air of the mountains, to villages that cling to steep hillsides. In these places, we will see a different side of Lebanon, one rooted in agriculture, tradition, and strong community ties. Our exploration will also be a journey for the senses. We will taste the rich and varied flavors of Lebanese food, from the sharp tang of fresh olive oil to the sweet delight of baklava. We will listen to the sounds of Lebanon, from the melodies of traditional music played on an oud to the modern beats pouring out of city clubs. We will experience the warmth of family gatherings and the solemnity of religious festivals, seeing how faith and culture are woven into the fabric of daily life. Finally, this journey will not shy away from the challenges. We will listen to people's stories about the recent economic crisis and the political struggles that affect their everyday existence. We will learn how they adapt, how they find ways to get by, and how they hold on to hope in difficult times. This is a journey to see Lebanon as it is, a country of breathtaking beauty, profound history, and incredible people. The decades following independence were often called Lebanon's Golden Age. Beirut became known as the Paris of the Middle East, a glamorous hub for finance, culture, and tourism. Its banks were safe havens for regional capital, its universities attracted students from across the Arab world, and its nightlife was legendary. Yet, beneath this glittering surface, the tensions built into the country's foundation were beginning to strain. The political system struggled to adapt to changing demographics, and the arrival of Palestinian refugees after 1948 added another layer of complexity and division. In 1975, these simmering tensions erupted into a brutal civil war. The conflict was not a simple two-sided affair, but a chaotic and shifting struggle involving dozens of militias, often aligned with different religious sects and backed by foreign powers. Beirut itself was split in two by a green line that divided the predominantly Muslim West from the Christian East. This line was a physical and psychological barrier, a no-man's land of snipers and ruined buildings that tore the heart out of the city. The Holiday Inn became a grim symbol of the country's fragmentation. The war lasted for 15 long years, from 1975 to 1990. It left an estimated 150,000 people dead and forced nearly 1 million to flee their homes. But the deepest wounds were psychological. The war destroyed the trust that had held Lebanon's diverse society together, leaving behind a legacy of fear, trauma, and sectarian suspicion. The war finally ended with the Taif Agreement, a peace deal that rebalanced the political system. The militias were disarmed, and an ambitious project to rebuild downtown Beirut began. However, the agreement did not fully address the root causes of the conflict. It left the sectarian political system in place, and many of the warlords who had led the militias transitioned into roles as political leaders. The war left deep scars on both the landscape and the national psyche. While the fighting stopped, the peace that followed was fragile, and the memory of the war continues to haunt Lebanon, shaping its politics and its people's view of the world. Beirut is a city that defies easy description, a place that seems to hold everything at once. It is a whirlwind of energy. Driving through its streets is a journey through its many identities. One moment you are in Hamra, the next, you find yourself in the polished, reconstructed downtown. The contrasts are stark and unavoidable. A beautifully restored Ottoman-era mansion might stand beside a concrete apartment block scarred by the Civil War. In neighborhoods like Jamez and Mar Mikhael, modern electronic music spills onto streets where elderly residents have lived for 50 years. The people of Beirut embody this contradiction. They are masters of adaptation, navigating daily power cuts, political uncertainty, and economic hardship, with frustration, dark humor, and an unshakable will to live fully. The city offers vivid snapshots. It is in these small, everyday moments that the resilient heart of Beirut is found. Stretching for several kilometers along the Mediterranean coast, the Corniche is Beirut's great public promenade, its shared front yard. As the day progresses, the character of the Corniche changes. It is a profoundly democratic space, a place where people from all of Beirut's diverse communities and economic backgrounds come together. The most famous landmark along the route is the Rouche Rocks. Watching the sunset behind these rocks is a daily ritual for many residents and visitors alike. The Corniche is more than just a beautiful walkway. It is a barometer of the city's mood. It is Beirut's living room, its confessional, and its stage. Traveling north from Beirut along the coast is like moving backward in time. The most famous of these towns is Byblos, or Jebel. The heart of the town is its ancient harbor. The main attraction is a vast archaeological site, ruins from different eras, stacked one on top of the other. A physical timeline of civilization. Surrounding the site is the old souk, a beautifully restored medieval market, a place to wander slowly and imagine the centuries of commerce on these very stones. Journeying further north brings you to Tripoli. The heart of the city is its old souk, a labyrinthine network of narrow alleyways that teem with activity. The air is thick with the competing aromas of exotic spices, fresh ground coffee, and the sweet perfume of the city's famous soap factories. Overlooking the city from a high hill is the citadel of Raymond de Saint-Gilles. It stands as a powerful symbol of Tripoli's long and often turbulent history. To understand the heart of Lebanon, one must leave the coast and ascend into the mountains. The bustling energy of the cities gives way to a profound sense of peace. The Qadisha Valley, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a deep gorge dotted with ancient cliff monasteries. For centuries, it was a safe haven for Maronite Christians. In summer, villages come alive. Families from the cities and diaspora return. Town squares filled with laughter and conversation. Descending from the eastern slopes of Mount Lebanon, you enter a dramatically different landscape. The Bekaa Valley, the country's agricultural heartland. The most spectacular testament is Baalbek. To stand among these ruins is to feel the immense power of past empires. The valley is also known for something more modern, its wine. Visiting a winery offers a taste of this heritage, a chance to walk through lush vineyards. The valley has been a refuge for waves of refugees, making life here both bountiful and precarious. To understand Lebanon is to taste it. Food here is more than just sustenance. It is a language of hospitality, a celebration of family, and a direct connection to the land. The mezza table is a communal space, a place for slow conversation and shared enjoyment. The Sunday lunch is a cherished tradition. Each region, and indeed each family, has its own special recipes, passed down through generations. A grandmother's way of seasoning a stew becomes a cherished part of a family's identity. In Lebanon, coffee is not just a morning habit, it is a cornerstone of social life and a profound ritual of hospitality. Offering a guest a cup of coffee is a fundamental gesture of welcome. Where there is coffee, sweets are never far behind. Visiting a Lebanese patisserie is like entering a treasure cave. The soundtrack of Lebanon is a rich and complex harmony. One of the most powerful and enduring voices is that of Fairuz. Beirut, however, also pulses with a vibrant and fiercely independent modern music scene. At a wedding, the celebration will inevitably involve the dabke, a joyous and energetic expression of community. Lebanon is one of the most religiously diverse countries in the Middle East. In Beirut's downtown, the mosque stands right next to the cathedral, their proximity a powerful symbol of the country's pluralistic ideal. The sound of church bells on a Sunday morning might mingle with the adhan. This physical closeness means that people from different faiths are not abstract concepts to one another. They are neighbors, colleagues, and friends. Despite the immense challenges, life in Lebanon goes on. The Lebanese people are masters of resilience. One major adaptation has been the turn to solar power. This art of getting by, known locally as the debareh, is a testament to ingenuity, a daily practice of finding solutions where none seem to exist. This is not denial of hardship. It is a conscious choice to affirm life. A stubborn, creative, life-affirming spirit, the deepest source of hope for the future. The sun rises once again over the Mediterranean. From his balcony, Elias sips his coffee. The view is the same, yet the understanding of it is now deeper, richer, and far more complex. The glass towers still stand tall, but as monuments to a fragile prosperity that has since fractured. The older buildings now feel like living witnesses, their stones holding the layered memories of a city that has endured so much. The man selling kayak on the corner is not just a part of the scenery. He is a small business owner navigating hyperinflation. The children walking to school are the generation that Lebanon is fighting so desperately not to lose to migration. Every ordinary act has become an act of defiance, a quiet insistence on normalcy, and a profound statement of hope. Elias looks out towards the sea, then back towards the hazy silhouette of Mount Lebanon. This small nation feels less like a country and more like a family. A large, loud, complicated family, full of old arguments and deep-seated loyalties. A family that has been through unimaginable hardship but is still bound together by a shared home, a shared table, and a shared profound love for this difficult and beautiful land. To leave Lebanon is to carry with you a profound sense of this paradox, the immense weight of its sorrows and the incredible lightness of its spirit. The future of Lebanon is being built today in the small choices and actions of its people. It is being built by every citizen who refuses to be defined solely by their sect and reaches out to their neighbor. It is a story of resilience that is as old as the cedars and as new as the latest startup in Beirut. The door to Lebanon's future is not closed. It remains slightly ajar, and through that opening, a bright and resilient light continues to shine, a promise of continuity, possibility, and the enduring power of the human spirit to rebuild.